What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you again. Rank number 2. How you doing? Hey to you too, my friend. All right, guys. Here it is. It is a break number 904 BD. This is a case of Topps Update series. This is a jumbo case break. 6 boxes in the break. The NT break has been postponed. Every break got postponed by almost 2 hours. It'll be going. The NT break will be at 9 o'clock Eastern time. eBay had issues. We couldn't start our breaks. We were about an hour and a half late starting all of our breaks today. As you see on the title of this screen, it says Topps Update Break. So, NT is scheduled for 8 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern. All right, guys, box number 1. Here we go. Bonus packs. All right, good luck, everybody. Here we go. Blaine Krim. Blaine Krim. That is 1531 out of 2025. Blaine Krim. Guess what? We're starting out with a golden mirror image variation of Tanner Gordon. Golden mirror image variation, Tanner Gordon. That is for the Colorado Rockies. All right, we got Jeff Bagwell on the foil. Aaron Judge on the All-Star. Michael Soroka on the Speckles. Andrew McCutchen on the MVP. You'll take all the eBay non-payments. You know what? I haven't even had a chance to look. Somebody else did the invoicing, so I couldn't tell you if we had any non-payments. All right, Joe DiMaggio foil. Stephen Kwan All-Star. Tommy Pham on the Speckles. That's Mackenzie Gore on the purple short print. Dylan Cruz on the Night Terrors. $53 out of 76 on the Independence Day Moises Ballesteros rookie card. Moises Ballesteros to 76 on the Independence Day. Dylan Cruz on the Mystical. Dalton Rushing foil. Freddie Freeman All-Star. Adam Frazier on the foil. There is our first relic. Excuse me. First relic of the break. That's Drake Baldwin, your Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year, Drake Baldwin on the relic. Ronald Acuna on the black gold. Joey Votto on the foil. Pete Alonso. Marcelo Mayer on the speckles. There is Hideki Matsui on the first pitch. Roki Sasaki. Mackenzie Gore. Rafael Devers. Bleacher Reachers, that's Jim Thome. Tomoyuki Sagano. Javi Baez on the All-Star. Mick Abel on the foil. On the purple, Zebby Matthews. Zebby Matthews, that is 40 out of 250. Black gold, Juan Soto. Hyesung Kim, Paul Skeens, Drake Baldwin, rookie speckles. How about Jack Dreyer? 94 out of 150 on the auto for the Dodgers. Jack Dreyer, 94 of 150. Lou Gehrig. There's Eugenio Suarez. Adam Frazier. Johnny Bench. Tyler Soderstrom, Cal Raleigh, Victor Caratini, Alex Rodriguez. And our last relic should be in this bag. In this pack, excuse me. That is Caden Dana. Caden Dana, that is say 265 out of 2025. And that is an all-star relic of Andrew Abbott. Andrew Abbott for Cincinnati on the All-Star Relic. Spencer Torkelson, Byron Buxton, Jackson Jobe, Mark McGuire. And that is box number 1. Here is our 2 bonus packs for box number 1. Our Mojo packs. We got Will Smith for the Dodgers, Kyle Schwarber, Joe Mauer. We got a Zach Veen auto for the Colorado Rockies rookie. Zach Veen on the auto, 44 out of 299. 44 of 299 on the Zach Veen auto. And our second bonus pack of box 1. Kobe Mayo, David Wright, Mark McGuire, thank you. Chase Petty Blue, 67 out of 150. 67 of 150 on the Chase Petty Blue. Another one for Cincinnati. Those will all be top loaded after the break. Box number 2. Box number 2. There's Drake Baldwin, rookie. Junior Caminero, Nathan Wiles. That is John Smoltz on the first pitch. Jace Jung on the rookie Rising Rookies patch. Jace Jung. Zach Veen, Will Smith. There is Fernando Tatis on the fabulous first speckle. Ted Williams. Wasn't sure if that was numbered. Bobby Witt Jr., Ryan O'Hearn. There is CJ Alexander and Mickey Mantle. To 50, that is Tanner Gordon. Tanner Gordon for the Rockies. That is 27 out of 50. 27 out of 50. Cade Horton, Matt Olson, Roki Sasaki Speckles, Matt Shaw and the Night Terrors. That is Ryan Fitzgerald. Ryan Fitzgerald. 650 out of 2025. And our auto is Denzel Clark for the Oakland A's. Denzel Clark for the Oakland A's. Mystical, Shohei Ohtani, Mickey Mantle. There's Brent Rooker on the All-Star game, Brady Singer. Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta. That is 365 out of 2025. And we got a bonus auto of Carlos Navarez. Carlos Navarez, rookie for the Red Sox. Oh no, that's not a bonus. Yeah, it is a bonus auto. Got 2 autos in this one. I mean, we may not get another relic, but Garrett Crochet, Ellie, Thomas Harrington, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Bleacher Reacher. You never know. Yes, the NT break field. It'll be going off at 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock Pacific. So in about 45 minutes. About 45 minutes, yeah. Fernando Tatis, Casey Mize, Matthew Lugo. There is an image. I cannot remember what these are called. I think it's called like a full shot or something. Jack O'Loughlin for the Colorado Rockies on the short print. Yeah, I'd like 2 autos instead of a relic. I'll take that all day. Bryce Harper on the Night Terrors. Seven out of 250. Brad Lord on the purple. Here's our second relic. That is Matt Olson on the game used bat. Matt Olson for the Braves. Game used bat. Luis Angel Acuna, Mick Abel, Logan Webb, Christian Campbell. So we got an extra auto. That's nice. Thank you, Tops. We love extra autos. Black Gold, Hai-Song Kim for the Dodgers. Agustin Ramirez, Ronald Acuna Jr. There's Moses Ballesteros on the Speckles. And how about on the short print purple foil? That is Miyavi on the first pitch for the Dodgers. I think we should have one more black gold in that next pack. Usually get two per box. That was to 250. All right, we got Daniel Robert on the 297 out of 2025. On the vintage stock, that is Braxton Fulford. Braxton Fulford, Ken Griffey Jr., Jacob deGrom, Nick Enright, and Shohei Ohtani. Bonus packs. Here we go. Bonus packs. We got Thomas Harrington for the Pirates. Noah Cameron, Kansas City. Cam Smith for Houston. And that is Alan Roden for the Toronto Blue Jays. And the Mojo pack number 2. Kyle Tucker. Johnny Bench. That is Hank Aaron. And Colton Cowser. Colton Cowser. Box number 3. All right, box number 3. Here we go. Another golden mirror. Another second golden mirror of the box. Young and Hungry. Paris spices up KC's scene. That is MJ Melendez and Bobby Witt Jr. on the golden mirror. Two golden mirrors in one case. Wow. Chandler Simpson, Kyle Tucker, Christian Campbell, Pete Crow Armstrong on the Night Terrors. Grant Wolfram. Grant Wolfram, 792 out of 2025. That is a purple short print Topps gold, black gold of Dylan Cruz. That's a pretty nice one right there. Pretty nice one, Dylan Cruz. And another golden mirror. That is Dalton Rushing, Ronald Acuna, Max Fried, Ivan Hernandez. Maybe they're making up for the last box only having one. To 150. To 150. That is Blake Trinan. Blake Trinan for the Dodgers. Robert Hessel, Matt Boyd, Johan McCanna, Rod Carew. Blake Trinan on the blue to 150. That is first off the press, 1 out of 150. 1 of 150. Our next relic is numbered to 150. That is PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong on the pinstripe for the Cubbies. Numbered to 150. Numbered to 150. Justin Verlander, Vlad Guerrero, Christian Campbell, Joey Votto. Shohei, Gleyber Torres, Marcelo Mayer, Kyle Tucker. That is Agustin Ramirez on the rookie purple to 250. That is 139 out of 250. Christian Campbell on the mystical. Mackenzie Gore. There's Rodon on the all-star, Noah Campbell. That is Jorge Soler. Jorge Soler, 1677 out of 2025. Mike Trout. Jeremy Pena. There's Dalen Lyle. That is Andy Pettit on the first pitch for the Yankees. Aramis Ramirez on the auto for the Cubs. Aramis Ramirez on card auto for the Cubs. On the 90s throwback auto. Cam Smith, Garrett Crochet, Roki Sasaki, Bobby Witt Jr. James Wood, Julio, Brandon Young, Cam Smith. Last pack of box 3. That is our relic right there. That is Kobe Mayo, rookie for the Orioles. Bobby Witt Jr. on the Mystical. Moises Ballestero, Robbie Ray, Christian Campbell. All right, our bonus packs. No problem, buddy. No problem. Cam Smith, Alan Roden, Kyle Tucker, Johnny Bench. Juan Soto, Pedro Martinez, Thomas Harrington, and Noah Cameron. Box number 4. Excuse me. Box number 4. Let's do this. We got Corbin Burns foil, Fernando T. All-Star, Logan Van Way, Speckles, Gunnar Henderson. Jake Berger for Texas. That is 816 out of 2025. Black Gold of Ellie De La Cruz. Mark McGuire, Manny Machado. There's Drake Baldwin on the Speckles. Our first patch. That's a nice one. 27 out of 50 of Vlad Guerrero Jr. It is a bat. Vlad Guerrero Jr. game used bat to 50. Very nice. 27 out of 50. Christian Campbell, Tarek Skubal, Matthew Lugo, and Bryce Harper. Ronald Acuna Jr. on the pink Night Terrors. Pete Crow Armstrong, Chris Sale, Dalen Lyle, Aaron Judge. We got Nick Kurtz, Pete Crow Armstrong, Jock Peterson, Brett Beatty, David Ortiz. Nick Kurtz on the 1990 throwback. Our auto going to the Rays, Jake Magnum. Jake Magnum. 241 out of 250. That's Eric Haas for the Brewers. Byron Buxton, Kyle Tucker, Jazz Chisholm, Jock Peters, son. That is Matt Gorski. Matt Gorski. That is 822 out of 2025. And our all-star stitched relic of Hunter Goodman. Hunter Goodman for Colorado. Not numbered. Jung-Ho Lee, Francisco Lindor. There's Jorst Vivas for the Yankees. Vlad Guerrero Jr. Luke Keyshaw on the Mystical. Blake Snell, Jacob Wilson, Edgar Quieto. We got another vintage stock coming. 247 out of 250. That's Shane Smith. Shane Smith for the White Sox. Our vintage stock is 28 out of 99. 28 of 99, Dalen Lyle. That is for the Washington Nationals. Black Gold. Paul Skeens on the color match. Luke Keyshaw, Shohei, Young and Hungry. There's the original base card, and we pulled the image variation golden mirror earlier. That's pretty sick. NT will be up next as soon as we're done with this break. It'll take me a couple of minutes to set it up, and we'll be next. Bryce Harper, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Noah Cameron. Bonus auto of Tyler Tolbert for Kansas City. Tyler Tolbert. This is a bonus green foil auto. 93 out of 99. That's pretty cool. Roy Campanella. Mojo Packs. You had Kansas City, right, Draken? Ronald Acuna, Willie Mays, Max Muncy, Dansby Swanson. PCA, Marcelo Mayer, Robert Hassel, Noma Garciaparra. Oh, that's right. That's right. You said that. Noma Garciaparra. He's definitely a Bostonian, but I don't think he's from Boston. I just think that they like to say his name. I know my brother did. Being a big Red Sox fan, my brother is, and growing up in Massachusetts. Noma. All right. Box number 5. Box number 5. Yep, NT will be in about a half an hour from now. We got these 2 boxes, a recap, time for me to set everything up, and then we will roll. I'd say no later than 8:15, and 7:15 Pacific, 8:15 where I am at. We have 10 out of 25 Stephen Kwan. 10 out of 25 on the relic. And I bet that's got to be a pretty relic for the size. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Show me a pretty relic. Oh, my God. Come on, Topps. God, you're worse than Panini. How do you do that? How do you give such a crappy relic to 25? I mean, Jesus Christ. I can get better than that out of a blaster. Stephen Kwan on the relic, 10 out of 25. Oh, my God. Topps. That is disgusting, Topps. You took over the baseball just so you could have better, and you just suck. Topps Black Gold, we got Matt Shaw, Chase Dollander, James Wood, Thomas Harrington. My God. I'm so upset right now. I'm so disappointed. I'm not even upset. In Topps, I am so disappointed. I expected that to be so much better. $119 out of $250. That is Luis Urias for the Athletics. Our next relic, 9 out of 99, is Pete Alonso, the Panda Bear. And that is a game-used bat. Game-used bat to 99. That's better than Stephen Kwan's. Better than Stephen Kwan's. We got black gold of Jacob Wilson, Julio, Riley, CJ, Alexander. To 2025, Drew Avens. Drew Avens, 952 out of 2025. Juan Soto, Bobby Witt Jr., Rafael Devers, Albert Pujols. I was hoping that patch of Stephen Kwan was going to be nice enough to be able to display it, but still haven't got anything to put up. Another vintage stock, 10 out of 99. 10 out of 99. This one is Logan Van Way for the Houston Astros. Logan Van Way. Jackson Churio, Schwarber, Baker, Bobby Witt. Auto of Ben Rice for the Yankees. Auto of Ben Rice. Not numbered. Ben Rice for the Yankees. So we've had 2 patches, 2 relics, and an auto already out of this box. So we still got a half a box left. Maybe, just maybe, Topps is going to give us something extra for giving us that crappy relic of Stephen Kwan. And they did. How about a Chad Patrick rookie auto for the Brewers? That is to 25 on the orange. 12 out of 25, Chad Patrick. Okay, they gave us an extra auto. Guess we can't complain too much. That's 2 extra autos so far. Aaron Judge on the foil. Ketel Marte, Brady Singer, Jose Abreu. Marcelo Mayer. There's Clayton Kershaw. Ryan Zejon. There's a nice one right there. That is a rookie of Brian Sammons. Brian Sammons on the portrait. I'm going to call it the portrait. This is the second one of these we've gotten. Nice portrait. Freddie Freeman for the Braves. Go Brew Crew Grow. There you go. Out of 2025, Jamie Westbrook. Jamie Westbrook. We got another relic. 24 out of 2025. This one is an all-star relic of Ketel Marte. Ketel Marte, not numbered. Max Muncy, Chris Bubik, Hunter Bigby, Biggie, and Fernando Tatis. That is Matt Shaw. Alex Bregman. Tyler Owens. Fernando Tatis. First pitch of Big Sean. Big Sean on the first pitch. That one's going to Detroit. We've had a lot of first pitches. And a lot of vintage stocks. Oh, you got it, Sharf. You got it, Tom. We got Ellie on the Mystical. Ernie Banks, Brian Wu, Drake Baldwin, and Chase Dollander. All right, our Mojo packs. We got Nolan Ryan. Nick Kurtz. There we go. Nice one. Jung Ho Lee and Logan Henderson. Lawrence Butler, Jackson Churio, James Wood, and Yorvit Vivas. Again, no numbered and no autos. Guess we did it all in the first box. Last box. All right, here we go. Last box, last 10 packs. Here we go. Black Gold, there's Luis Angel Acuna, Cade Horton, Matt Olson, Sean Manaea. That is Fernando Tatis. $22 out of 50. 22 out of 50. That is a gold, true gold first pitch of Andy Pettitte. True gold first pitch, Andy Pettitte for the Yankees. Agustin Ramirez, Ronald Acuna Jr., Adam Frazier, Aaron Judge on the Night Terrors. Eight packs to go. To 2025. That is Eric Orzi. Eric Orzi, 1594 out of 2025. 63 out of 76 on the Independence Day for the Cincinnati Reds. Ken Griffey Jr., Jacob deGrom, Matthew Lugo, Justin Verlander. First relic. That is Alex Bregman on the relic for the Red Sox. Alex Bregman. Zach Veen, Will Smith, Nathan Lowe, Cody Bellinger. Six packs to go. $227 out of $250 for the Padres. That is Kyle Hart. Kyle Hart on the purple. James Wood, Bobby Witt Jr., Ryan O'Hearn. There's Jeremy Springs. Miles Mastrobuoni. Miles Mastrobuoni, 40 out of 2025. Mickey Mantle, Brent Rooker, Christian Campbell, Ken Griffey Jr. We got Drake Baldwin, Junior Caminero, Randy Rodriguez, Reggie Jackson. Three packs to go. We should still have an auto and a relic. Should still have an auto and a relic. Still haven't had a case hit either. Jonathan Rodriguez out of 2025. That is $11.90 out of 2025. And our on-card auto is Bradley Blaylock for the Colorado Rockies. Bradley Blaylock, not numbered. Fernando Tatis, Derek Crochet, Ellie, Dalen Lyle. Not selling anything. This is a live break, my friend. Live break, come on. People already bought all these spots. Here we go. Topps Black Gold of Dylan Cruz, Fernando Tatis, Casey Mize, Tyler Owens. We got one pack to go. Then we got our last, you're welcome, buddy, our last two Mojo packs. Here we go. Hopefully we have a case hit or another relic. A relic of Kyle Tucker for the Cubs on the game-used bat. Mick Abel, Logan Webb, Yohan Moncada, Hank Aaron. And that finishes our base. All about that base. All right. Our final two Mojo packs. Here we go. Shohei in the Mojo is being called. All right, we got Hank Aaron, Colton Cowser, Roger Clemens, and Edgar Quieto. None of which are numbered. AJ Blueball, Greg Maddux, Chase Meadroth, and Hank Aaron purple. That is actually 9 out of 75. 9 out of 75 on the Hank Aaron purple. Nice hit for the Braves. Nice hit for the Braves to finish the break. Alright, let me penny sleeve these. All right. Let me get set up here real quick and we will do our recap. All right, here we go. Here is our Mojo cards. These will all be top loaded after the break. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little. These will all be top loaded after the break. We got Colton Cowser, Roger Clemens, Edgar Quiero, AJ Blueblaw, Greg Maddux, Chase Meadroth, Hank Aaron, Jung Ho Lee, Logan Henderson, Lawrence Butler, Jackson Churio, James Wood, Yorvit Vivas, Nolan Ryan, Willie Mays, Max Muncy, Dansby Swanson, PCA, Marcelo Mayer, Robert Hassel. We got Noma, Garcia Parra, Ronald Acuna, Alan Roden, Kyle Tucker, Johnny Bench, Juan Soto, Pedro Martinez, Thomas Harrington, Noah Cameron, Cam Smith, Kyle Tucker, Johnny Bench, Hank Aaron, Colton Cowser, Thomas Harrington, Noah Cameron. That is Cam Smith, Alan Roden, David Wright, Mark McGuire, Will Smith, Kyle Schwarber, Joe Mauer, and Kobe Mayo. All right, recap time. Those are our autos. These are our patches. And then after this recap, I will set up and we will do the National Treasures break. National Treasures. All right, here we go. To 2025, we had Jonathan Rodriguez. Zoom in. I thought I zoomed in. There we go. Jonathan Rodriguez, Miles Mastrobuoni, Eric Orzi, Jamie Westbrook, Drew Avans. We got Matt Gorski, Jake Berger, Jorge Soler, Grant Wolfram, Daniel Robert, Nick Pavetta, Ryan Fitzgerald, Caden Dana, and Blaine Krim. To 250, Kyle Hart, Luis Urias, Shane Smith, Eric Haas, Augustin Ramirez, Brad Lord, and Zebby Matthews. These are to 150. We have Blake Trinan and Chase Petty. To 99, Logan Van Way, Dalen Lyle, and Braxton Fulford. To 76 on the Independence Day, we have the Cincinnati Reds duo and Moises Ballesteros. To 75, Hank Aaron. And to 50 on the True Gold, we got the first pitch of Andy Pettit and Tanner Gordon. All right. Our Black Gold. We got Dylan Cruz, Luis Angel Acuna, Jacob Wilson, Matt Shaw, Paul Skeens, Ellie De La Cruz, Dalton Rushing, Hai-Song Kim, and Juan Soto, and Ronald Acuna Jr. We also had a purple short print foil of Dylan Cruz on the Topps Black Gold. Our first pitch on the short print is Miyavi. And then we have Mackenzie Gore. On the pink, we had Ronald Acuna on the Night Terrors. We had the first pitch of Big Sean for Detroit, Andy Pettit for the Yankees. That is John Smoltz for the Braves, and Hideki Matsui for the Yankees. Our portraits we had for Colorado, that is Jack O'Lulin. Jack O'Lulin. And for Detroit, that is Brian Sammons. Brian Sammons. Our golden mirror image variations of Tanner Gordon for Colorado. And for the Kansas City Royals, Young and Hungry, that is a pair of spiced up KC, MJ Melendez, and Bobby Witt Jr. Our relics. We got Kyle Tucker on the bat, Alex Bregman on the uniform, Ketel Marte uniform, Hunter Goodman uniform, Kobe Mayo uniform, Matt Olson on the bat, Jace Jung on the uniform, Andrew Abbott on the uniform, Drake Baldwin, your Rookie of the Year, that is also on the uniform. On the blue, with the pinstripe uniform, Pete Crow Armstrong, that one is numbered 51 out of 150. Pete Alonso on the green, game used bat, and that one is numbered 9 out of 99. Vlad Guerrero Jr. on the Major League Material, game used bat, 27 out of 50. And our Stephen Kwan orange game used material, that is from the All-Star warm-up uniform, 10 out of 25, Stephen Kwan, Cleveland. Our autos. We had Bradley Blaylock for the Rockies, Ben Rice for the Yankees, Jake Magnum for the Rays, Aramis Ramirez for the Cubs, Denzel Clark for the A's, Carlos Navarez, that is for the Red Sox, Zach Veen for the Rockies, Jack Dreyer, this one was to $299. This one is Jack Dreyer for the Dodgers to $150. Tyler Tolbert on the green auto. That one's for the Royals, 93 out of 99. And our orange auto, 12 out of 25, Chad Patrick for the Milwaukee Brew Crew. There is your break, my friends. I appreciate you all for being here. Let me get set up. Give me about 5 minutes or so, and we will do National Treasures.